Hi everyone, my name is Kenny, and this week would like to talk about boundaries. So on Tuesday, I had my first intake with an adult client. It was very intense. The person was very talkative and displayed tangential thoughts, and therefore the client would switch from various topics and often throw in certain backstory snippets such as my mother tried to murder me, and my father tried to murder my mother. My mother tried to murder my father. Just like it was definitely difficult to stay on task at times. This was quite the task completing the intake. Boundaries come into play because I noticed that he was very open about a lot of um, things that were ongoing in his life. Um, and often things were very sexualized, but he would discuss. So made me wonder about boundaries, and so I kind of had that in the back of my mind. I also met with someone who had worked with this person prior, like a year ago, and he would mention that this person does indeed have boundary issues, and will ask people or will ask the therapist about their sexual orientation and questions if they use alcohol, they drink alcohol, just stuff like that. So you have to often redirect this particular person to stay on task and to stay on topic, and to remind them that it's not appropriate to ask those questions in therapist-client relationship. Um, so this got me thinking about boundaries and how they can be very difficult to deal with at times, because it can be awkward telling somebody that you don't want to talk about that, or you can't answer questions, and it can often catch you off guard when someone asks questions like that. So it's something that I think a lot of people struggle with. It's something that can definitely be really awkward. But I think it's important to have appropriate boundaries because the client needs to have appropriate modeling by the therapist. Because often people in their lives can be very all over the place, and the people in their lives aren't modeling appropriate behavior, and their parents might not have had appropriate behavior. So it's important for the providers to give them that structure that they so badly need. So going forward, I'll definitely make sure I have appropriate professional boundaries. I don't believe that's something I've ever had an issue with. But it's just something that, again, is uncomfortable and awkward, and it can be tough to always feel that you're, displaying the appropriate boundaries, because everyone's different and you give people different answers. So it definitely is stressful, because not everybody's the same. And the more you get to know somebody, the more boundaries can become tougher. But it's definitely important to keep those boundaries at bay, so and appropriate. Also because the client, they need that appropriate boundaries to for their treatment and for them to get better in any way possible. So just a few things going forward. So it'll be interesting to meet with the client again, and I'll be prepared for when he asks questions like, how much alcohol do you drink, or what's your sexual orientation? So I'll be ready to say, well, we're here to talk about you, and make sure this is a safe environment for you, and be answering those questions, and won't do that. Something along those lines. We'll talk more about to my supervisor with. If you guys have any ideas or suggestions, or have experienced similar issues, that would be great to add to the discussion. So thank you.